I'll take a little time to show you the research. And Gary Schwartz, because some people like research, they say, well, like Gary Schwartz, don't tell me about that. If it doesn't show up with the data, he won't believe in it. So when he opened up the Human Energy Systems Laboratory about 15 years ago, we were one of his first techniques that he actually did research with. And so we were real honored to be part of his research. We also, after that, had Dr. Stevenson, who is a big doctor in Texas, who actually does most of her research with the big drug companies. So she gets $1 million grants from them. She got so excited about BioTouch, A, because it was simple, and B, it was consistently the same. And she was getting amazing results. And then Dr. Carol McKenzie was the director of nursing. She actually incorporated BioTouch into the nursing program. So every nurse that graduated from that school at Northwestern Oklahoma State University had to have learned BioTouch. And she did research with them too. So Dr. Stevenson, and somebody asked me about how this related to other techniques. This is not negating other techniques. This is her data that she found out only from searching the internet. Okay, she knew nothing about alternative therapy. She was standard allopathic doctor. So she wanted to know, how did BioTouch relate to these other techniques? So she looked up BioTouch, Reiki, therapeutic touch, or healing touch. And then kangaroo grooming caring. That's basically mother's touch. It's a term they use in the medical field, kangaroo touch. And so she related, she's first looked up, do you have to center or meditate or put yourself in a certain state of mind? Well, as you can see with what she found with the research, with Reiki and therapeutic touch, there was a centering that you had to do. Not with BioTouch, and certainly not with a mother. A mother's a mother. She doesn't have to center herself to be a mother. She has that baby, that's it. Okay? About reading and unruffling, checking people out, doing aura checks and things like that. With a lot of these techniques, yes, that's required. It's not required with BioTouch any more than it is with a mother and her child. Skin-to-skin contact, always with BioTouch, always with the mother. When you had kids, if you had kids, I never had kids, but we took care of kids. When they hurt themselves, what'd you do? You put your hand on them. Oh, I'm sorry. Or you kiss it. Let mommy kiss it. Let daddy kiss it. With the other techniques, occasionally skin-to-skin, infrequent. A lot of the techniques are now adding more skin-to-skin to them. A lot of them started strictly off the body. And then the nice one is the hierarchy, attunements, and authority. There's absolutely none of that in BioTouch, as there is in Reiki and therapeutic touch. If you know those, they have levels. You go through different stages, and there is sometimes a huge cost to those things. But with being a mother, you're a mother. If you're born a mother, you're a mother. Now, you might have psychological and things that you're dealing with, but as a mother, mom is mom. And so that's what she found in relation to the other techniques in her research. So Gary, this is some of the research we did with Gary. Basically, we did a questionnaire, 5 questions: stress, pain, how cared for did you feel? And so we had 4 places that we did it. One was Amity, which was a drug rehab community. California, we had a center. Hawaii, we had a center. And Arizona, we had a center. And we did pre and post session, 1 to 10, or yeah, I guess 1 to 10. What was your pain level pre-session? And you can see pre-session, stress level. Now, interestingly enough, that the drug rehab community had the highest level of stress, and who had the lowest amount? We all need to move to Hawaii. But even in Hawaii, they had a lessening of stress in a 5-minute session. Now, this drop here also is the same. Working women, mostly in their 40s, and high school kids, they have that same kind of drop. We actually did this in a high school, and the kids used to say, oh my God, this is better than any drug I've ever taken. So we used to have a little sign, get your BioTouch, the high that won't get you in trouble. Because at that point, they almost feel like they're passing out, or they're so relaxed they want to go to sleep. Then we did pain reduction. Pain levels before, pain levels after, and you can see a drop in that just in 5 minutes. That's just pre and post session. The interesting thing, if you know about data, when you get this P factor of 0, it's not 0.001, less than, That means statistically significant. That means it's not happenstance. Because you had so many people, almost 900 people, that something's going on clinically. And you need to do more research when you have that kind of a P less than. And another one was relaxation. Huge. I mean, here's pre and there's post. That same kind of relaxation happens if we do this on a major street corner, if we do it in the mall. We're going to work on you out here just doing some neck and head work. People always open up their eyes after we're done for 2 or 3, 5 minutes, and they go, wow. And I heard an interesting thing from a neurological scientist one. He said, he was talking about mind-body connection, which he didn't really believe in too much unless you could clinically prove it. He says, but what he found was people make changes in the deepest seat of consciousness when they have a wow experience. And I went, wow. Yes?
How come in the previous 2 slides, Hawaii goes up so much on a blue line? Well, the bottom line.
Oh, it's just different people and where they rated in the different areas. So Amity, California.
Yeah, but I thought the stress level would drop. Can you go to the previous slide? See how high Hawaii got on the red?
On this one?
Yeah.
On this one?
Compared, it didn't have as much of a...
No, that's the reduction of pain. No, they didn't have that much. We don't know why that is. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we don't know why the areas didn't have a huge reduction or why they did. And so that's why you need more research. But to do research costs you a lot of money. And it's really political. It's hugely political. Even in the alternative holistic field, oh my God, it's incredible the amount of money they're dumping into research and stuff. So we did this just as a way to do some data. Our goal is not to really do more research, it's to get you to do it. Okay? So that was relaxation, which again, you can do anywhere and have that sense of the wow factor. And everybody who gets BioTouch, if nothing else happens, they have a wow. So something's changing somewhere. I don't know what that is. I don't really care. I'm not here to figure you out any more than I'm going to let you figure me out. Okay? So how nice to have a technique where you just let people be. Right? Wasn't that a song? Let it be. I should put that on. Kenneth Stevenson also did another research. He did 8 domains, physical and mental, and people improved in all 8 domains. And then she did a little added. She did 4 weeks of no touch and found out people stayed improved in the physical, but actually in their mental and emotional wobbled a little bit. That blew her away because she thought BioTouch was of the mind, that if you believed it, it worked. What she found out, it wasn't really that way. So she actually did some DNA testing too, but we don't have it. What she did find was really interesting. She created the stress chart. If this is all we do, it's a success. Because what she did in her chart was all of these things up in here are the stresses in our life, and you can't do anything about it. You leave here tonight and you get on River Road, guess what? Stress. Just trying to get on, especially if you're going to make a left. Trying to get out of the Whole Foods parking lot to figure out how to make a left. Stress. All right? So just living in Tucson is stress. Uh-oh, here comes a pothole. Stress. Social, family, all these things, death of a loved one, all these things create love. The environment, now we're hearing all about that. We're getting rid of the EPA and all that, so now we're all stressed out worrying about what's going to happen. Interesting, diet, all those things. So we create stress in everything. Drugs, prescription medication creates stresses in our life. I just met a guy today. He was at the farmer's market, funny guy, big long beard, looked like a Hell's Angel guy. He said, yeah, I'm turning 65 next week. I said, oh, great, Medicare. He says, yeah, they already got me on statins now. And this, I said, that's what happens when you get 65 and you get on Medicare. You start getting into that cycle. They start finding the well care programs, right? They're going to take this test and that test. And, oh, my God, you got high blood pressure. Oh, my God, you got cholesterol. Oh, my God. So we start getting all stressed out just thinking about being stressed. Psychological stress, emotions, negative things, lifestyle, childhood trauma. That's getting to be much more exposed in our society now. So all these things create stress, which creates activation of accelerated aging pathways, and that creates immune dysregulation and cortisol dysregulation, which creates all those things we hear about. Dementia, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, tumors, all those things happen just from stress. Now this is by a doctor, allopathic doctor. What she found with her research was put BioTouch into the chronic stress cycle and you actually reverse those problems. That you actually improve circadian rhythms, which is that rhythm, that cortisol level that when you sleep you're supposed to wake up refreshed. Most people wake up, they're already tired. And then in the middle of the day, they're exhausted. They get this boost at the wrong time. So we're high when we should be relaxing, and we're asleep when, and we're buzzing at night. So she says that improves your quality of life. Then she found interleukin-12, which is some kind of an enzyme protein in the body. It actually raises interleukin-12 levels. And there's nothing you can take to raise interleukin-12 levels. There's no supplement. And that is it increases, fights infection and improves healthy aging. It's like a Pac-Man. It goes around and it takes cancer cells and encapsulates them. And so that it's just sort of there. It's not rampant throughout your body. So if that's all we do, we're that much ahead of the game.